Welcome students to lesson 4. In this lesson, Manish will teach you how you can make exciting games using MyIMate Playground. Here you will use your knowledge of visual programming basics and create a game of lion and bounce. So, let's dive in.
Welcome dear students to our lesson number 4. In this video, we will be making the game of lion and the bounce. So let's have a look at the game and let's try to make it. So let's start the game. So first of all, what we have observed was there was one lion on the screen and there was one ball on the screen and there was one background. There was one background on the screen. So let's start with adding the lion and programming the lion. So I'll go there, I'll search for the lion. I'll select the lion, and as in the game the position of lion was on the leftmost corner, so I'll just drop it there. Now let's take the case of adding the backdrop. I'll add the backdrop now. I'll choose the backdrop of the blue sky. Then I'll add the ball. This is the ball that I have. So now I have added the lion, I've added the ball, I've added the backdrop of blue sky. So this was the position of the ball on the rightmost corner, and the ball was jumping, the line was running from left to right. So let's start the code for the animation of the line and the positioning of the line. So I just want to make my line start from the leftmost corner. So in that leftmost corner, I'll select the position which is -308 and y of -111. Now, what I have to do, I have to set up a trigger condition that when the green flag is clicked, my lion has to go to this position, then it has to move 10 steps in the right direction so that it moves towards the ball. Now I'll just automate the process of this thing. I'll bring the lion back into the position. Now I'll just make this process automatic, and using the conditional statement of repeat, I will make it work for n number of times. I will make it work for multiple amount of times. So when my lion has to move from this left corner, which is having the x coordinate of -306, to the rightmost position where the x coordinate is 278, so I approximately covered about the distance from negative of 300 to positive of 300. So there are just about 600 steps. Now to cover 600 steps, I will make this a factor of 600. So when I'm moving 10 steps in each count, then I'll have to move it 60 times. So I'll just make it go there. Let's test the code. So it is moving and line is going there and stopping, and I want this thing to happen forever. So I'll just drop it inside a forever loop. Let's see what happens. Okay, line is coming again. Okay, it is open. It is working perfectly fine. I'll stop the code now. Now what I have to do? I have to set up a transition motion or animation kind of thing for the line. I'll go in the costumes and I can see that I have 3 costumes available for the line. What I will do, I will select the looks and I will use the forever loop for the costume switching every time. I'll just use a trigger event with this. Let's see what happens. You can see that it is having a clear animation for this. Now the line is coming up like that. Okay, now we are done with the animation of the lion. Let's do the same thing for the animation in the backdrop. I go in the backdrop and select the backstage. Then I'll go in the backdrops. I'll delete the first backdrop, which is a blank one, and create an animation kind of thing. I'll just create a duplicate of this. Now, after I've created a duplicate for my backdrop, I will just alter the elements in this one to make it like the frame has changed from the previous one. Now, if I switch between these two, we can say that we are having a little transition effect in the back. Now, to implement this forever, what we have to do, we have to keep switching between the backdrops forever. For that purpose, I have to select a trigger event also, which is this one. But the backdrop is switching continuously, and if this process is being so fast, I will use one delay statement or wait statement, which will delay the process for, let's say, 0.1 second. Now it is happening a little slow. It is working fine now. I'll stop the code. Now we are done with the backdrop animation. We are done with the animation of the lion, the processing of the lion. Now let's try to code for the ball. So we were controlling the ball with the spacebar key. For that purpose, we have to check whether space key is pressed, then my ball will be lifted. Otherwise, my ball will be on the ground position. So right now the grounded position is 213 of x and negative of 137 in y. So I will go for the motion. I will select the statement go to. Then I will go in the statements of the event. When the green flag is clicked, I have to check that if the space key is pressed, then I have to go up to a lifted position. Otherwise, I have to go to the grounded position. And now, for the uplifted position, I'll choose the coordinate. I'll have to just change the y coordinate over there when I move in this upward direction. So let's say this is the height that I want when my ball is uplifted. Now the y is minus of 43. I will just enter minus 43 over there. And I have to keep checking for the key press continuously. So I'll drop it inside a forever loop. Let's run the code and see what happens when I'm pressing the space bar. It is moving up and now it is moving down again. So I'll run the code and let's see if it is working till now. Yes, the code is working fine till now. Now what I have to add few situations where when my lion is touching the ball, then my ball has to change the color. That means the ball has to change the costume. Right now the available costumes for ball are available here. So here we can see that I have 5 costumes available. I'll delete the unnecessary one. So right now we have only 2 costumes, the golden one which is the normal one, then the blue one when the lion touches the ball. So what I have to check for, if my lion is touching the ball, then what I have to do, I have to stop the game and stop the scoring criteria. The scoring criteria will be adding very soon. So now if I use the same events of green flag and I'll just keep checking it forever. If my lion is touching the ball, then what I have to do? I have to change the costume of my ball to B and I have to stop the whole game. For that purpose, I will use this stop all functionality from there. This will stop my whole game. So let's run the code and let's see what happens. And before going into that, I also have to set up a reset condition. So I use this green flag as a trigger event. Then when the green flag is clicked, then what we have to do is set the costume to the initial one. So let's run the code. So right now when the ball is touching lion, the ball color is changed to the blue and the game is stopped. I'll run the code again. When I reset the code, the ball color has changed to golden one and the game has restarted. Now what I have to do, I have to add up a scoring criteria. So score will be the variable, and as we know that we can create our own variable from that area, I'll create a variable with the name of score. So when I'm adding the score, what I will do, I will just change the score by 1 when my ball is lifted and it is kept pressed in the air. And when the game is resetted, what I have to do, I have to set the score to 0. Let's see whether our code works or not. So the ball is uplifted right now and the score is working perfectly. When the lion is touching the ball, it is perfectly stopped. I reset the code. I'll run it again. Now it is working perfectly fine. Now our game is designed and we are good to go. Let's run the code. So as you see, the lion is touched the ball and the score is right now 53. You can modify it according to your creativity also. Thank you dear students.
I hope now you have an idea how we can make games using MyIMate Playground. Please visit playground.myimate.org to access our playground and start building exciting games. In next session, we will learn about artificial intelligence. Hope to see you ahead in the course. Thank you very much.